ranked opponents. They have never played a ranked conference opponent here in Trask, although they have played a conference opponent twice that was ranked, and that was Navy back in 1986 and 1987, back in the David Robinson days. The Seahawks 0-2 there. Their lone win against a ranked opponent. You'll know this if you're a Seahawks fan. The NCAA tournament back in 2002, the Seahawks beat Southern Cal in the first round out in Sacramento. 93-89, the final score in overtime of that one. And we'll see what's in store for us here tonight in this one. Mike Vaccaro, Marty Fear with you. Tommy Gunn back at the studio for The Breeze. W240 AS Wilmington, WKXP HD2 Boiling Spring Lakes. We've got our Robert Warren teleproduction crew as well. If you're watching us on Flow Sports, pleased to be courtside with you tonight here for this matchup. Mario, this should be a fun environment. It was a sellout against ECU December 6th, but this is a little different animal when you throw conference play into the mix.
It's loud already, as you mentioned. The students were here, 90 minutes before they were allowed into the entrance just to line up. Standing room only. We see the overflow crowd. And, Mike, it's such an atmosphere, such a build-up. It's important for both of these teams to come out and, be controlled. Play your game, because it's very easy to get caught up in the moment, and then all of a sudden you're playing from behind.
Well, let's take a look at our Carolina Ford dealer starting lineups now. We'll start with the visitors. Again, 22nd ranked in the AP poll. It's College of Charleston, 16-1, 4-0 in the conference, coming off the win Saturday at home against Delaware, 75-64 against the Blue Hens in that one. A lot of free throws for Charleston, and they went 24-33 from the free throw line. Same five they've had during their winning streak. Ryan Larson, a 6'1", 175-pound graduate guard from St. Paul, Minnesota, transfer from Wofford. Rain Smith, 6'2", 182-pound sophomore guard from Australia, last year on the all-rookie team of the conference, comes in averaging almost 11 points a game. Leading scorer for the Cougars is Dalton Bolin, 6'4", 205-pound graduate guard from Ohio, a transfer from West Liberty. He is 14th in the conference, almost 13 points a game. Jalen Scott, 6'5", 225-pound graduate guard from Allen, Texas. And Ante Brsovic, 6'10", 225-pound sophomore forward from Zagreb, Croatia, coming in after an 11-point, 12-rebound game against Delaware on Saturday. That's the starting five for Pat Kelsey. In his second season at College of Charleston, his record 33-16, 11 years overall, 219 and 111. His previous 9 years spent at Winthrop, where he was a Coach of the Year in the Big South and also led Winthrop, the Eagles, to 2 Big South tournament titles as well. So Pat Kelsey has really energized the fan base in Charleston and has his team headed in the right direction here atop the conference standings. Once again, 16-1 and 4-0 in the league. UNCW, they are tied atop the conference standings with Charleston, 14-3, 4-0 as well. Winners of 13 straight, including a win Saturday at A&T. It wasn't easy, 66-61 the final score. The Seahawks out-rebounded the Aggies, and they got to the free throw line and did a great job there. 19 of 21 from the stripe to help solidify that victory. Now UNCW comes home for 3 straight. Not only tonight, but then at 5 o'clock tip Saturday against William & Mary, and then Monday against Elon. So a chance to take advantage of being at home, albeit against a tough opponent certainly tonight here for UNCW. And so the Seahawks, and they'll put their same 5 out there that we have seen during this 13-game winning streak here this season. It'll be the point guard Jamari Thomas, the 6', 185-pound sophomore guard from Greensboro, North Carolina. Shaquem Phillips, just shy of 10 points a game for him, second leading scorer for UNCW. 6'2", 185-pound senior guard from Winterville, North Carolina. He double figures twice a year ago against Charleston, including a 20-point effort on the road. Noah Ross, the 6'7", 200-pound freshman guard from Apex, North Carolina, making his 14th consecutive start here for UNCW. Trezarian White, 6'6", 190-pound sophomore forward from Mansfield, Texas, ranks 10th in the conference, averaging over 14 points a game. That goes up to almost 16 points a game in conference play thus far. And Amari Kelly, 6'9", 225-pound senior forward from Norcross, Georgia. Back-to-back double-figure games last week, including a career-high 15 at Elon and 10 points on the road at A&T. That's the 5 for the reigning CAA Coach of the Year, Takeo Siddle. 3rd year at UNCW, and overall a record of 48-22. As a 37-year-old is the 13th head coach in school history. and has his team on another school record winning streak. Set a school record last year, winning 12 straight, and surpassed that with their 13th consecutive victory on Saturday at A&T. That's our Carolina Ford dealer starting lineups. Your Carolina Ford dealer, proud partner of UNCW Athletics. Visit buyfordnow.com for more. Bojangles officials here tonight. Tony Crisp is our referee. Keith Fogelman and Ryan Sassano is the crew. Boneless Chick-fil-A Season 2 Perfection. So good, Bojangles called them Supremes. Grab your favorite Supremes combo served with seasoned fries and a glass of legendary iced tea. It's Bo time. And certainly go time here in Trask Coliseum. Charleston on the court wearing their road black uniforms with gold and maroon. The college in maroon, outlined in gold on their chest. UNCW will have their white uniforms on. Seahawks on their chest. Navy and teal trim for UNCW. Student section packed, overflow to the upper levels on their feet, as this one is about to tip off tonight here in Trask Coliseum. It's a big one early on in conference play for both these teams as they get a chance to meet and greet one another at the center jump circle. It'll be Amari Kelly and Ante Bursovic to jump it up in the center jump circle. This should be an electric and a loud crowd all night long here in Wilmington. Tony Crisp with the basketball. Everybody is set. He'll step in between Kelly and Bursovic. Ball is up, tipped by Bursovic, controlled by the Cougars. Charleston will get the ball going right to left here in the first half. Larson, the Wofford transfer, works out front, the point guard position. Smith in the left wing, defended man-to-man by Phillips. Man-to-man for UNCW as a team. Boland kind of back into the paint. Fadeaway jump shot over Ross is good. Dalton Boland gets the first 2 points of the ball game. We're underway here. 25 seconds in. The Seahawks have their first offensive possession. Handoff Phillips to Ross. Bounce pass now to the hands of Thomas. Backs it away, top of the key. Larson defends, drops it to the hands of Ross. Down low to Kelly, right of the paint. Kelly trying to avoid the double team. Kicks it out to Thomas. 9 on the shot clock. Kelly sets a screen. Thomas to the right baseline. Thomas under the basket. Gets it out to White, but he stepped out of bounds. No, he traveled with it, says Tony Crisp. And the Seahawks turn it over on their first possession. Jalen Scott will inbound. UNCW some pressure as he gets into Bursovic and gets it back, trying to deny the ball to Larson, who has it now. Gets a screen clipped by Bursovic. It's an illegal screen with a little hip check and a foul on Ante Bursovic, his first, the game's first.
We've talked about that numerous times. If you're a big guy in the open floor, you better not be moving, especially if it's a big guy, little guy matchup. They call it there.
Here's sideline to our right. Ross will inbound for UNCW. Gets in the backcourt into the hands of Thomas. 2-0 Charleston. A minute in. Thomas the handoff to White. Out front now to Phillips. Bounce pass to Kelly. Beyond the perimeter, defended by Bursovic. Near sideline, Thomas. 8 on the shot clock for UNCW. Thomas goes to the top of the key. Across the offensive Phillips. 4, now 3, now 2. 1 on the shot clock. Doesn't realize it. Launches it, but it's late. A shot clock violation here for UNCW. And Takeo Siddle not happy here with the way the offense has started.
So part of that is communication. It is so loud here. I don't think that he heard the countdown coming from the bench. But that's, another factor of this loud crowd. You've got to be able to communicate without not necessarily hearing each other.
Larson puts on the brakes, takes a 3. It's too hard, but gets his miss in the right wing. Drops it into the corner. Bursovic for 3. That's no good. Batted out of bounds. Last touch by Bowen, and the Seahawks will get it back.
So we see early on Charleston looking for that 3-point shot. Missed one, kicked it right back out for a second shot. Seahawks, this will be their third possession, looking to get some quality. A couple of turnovers last 2 times down.
Yeah, they don't have a shot attempt just yet. Down 2-0, 18-22 first half. Bounce pass, Ross gets it off to Phillips out front. Kelly will set a screen, slip to the basket. Phillips keeps it, crosses over, nowhere to go. Backs it out to Ross. Ross spins against the defense of Smith, backs it away down to Phillips. 10 on the shot clock. Phillips goes left off the screen from Kelly. Spins in the paint, throws it up. The shot no good, and a rebound for Charleston. Bolin comes down with it. Down the floor to Burcevic. Almost travels in front of us, hands it off to Smith. Smith goes left. Smith spins back out front. Larson, right side, they get it into the hands of Scott. Burcevic, right corner. Kind of poke at the ball is Kelly. Burcevic into the paint. Shot with the left hand. The hook shot is good. Burcevic scores for the first time. He's scoring over 10 per game in the starting lineup here. 4-0 our score in officials time. As Dalton Bolin has a cut over his left eye that is bleeding. He just wipes his hand on it and then licks the blood. But he'll have to come out of this game.
This looks like a boxer's cut near that eyebrow. I don't know if he caught an errant elbow, but both. Now they're going to take a look at it. And they're going to bring both teams out in a second. In fact,
we're going to look at the replay here maybe. This is the Burcevic bucket. 4-0 Charleston, 17:33. Saw him when he got that rebound. Bolin, he did get popped, I think, unintentionally. And the officials saw the blood, so he gets that fixed.
So Charleston is 0 for the perimeter, but both times they've gotten the ball in good position in the paint. It's led to a couple of field goals. And the Seahawks, 2.5 minutes into this one, really haven't had a good shot.
UNCW just 0 for 1. So Kale Sittle goes to the bench. Jamari Harvey, Donovan Newby off the bench for the first time, as is Malik Carden-Hayes. White on the right wing controls. Out front to Kelly. Man-to-man defensively here for Charleston. Carden-Hayes gets it. Defending him is Raekwon Horton down low to Kelly. Kelly backing down into the paint, steps it through, banks it hard off the glass and scores. Kelly into the paint there against Babacar Faye, able to score the first point. Faye almost travels out front, gives it to Smith to the right wing, loses it, but right there is Scott. 4-2 our score, Seahawks trailing. Scott dribbles to the top of the offense and will set it up against a man-to-man defense. Reaching in is White, a little too aggressive, and he picks up the foul. First on Trazarian White, UNCW's first as well.
First team foul. We can see aggressively the defense. And here's the matchup outside. There's the foul. 20 seconds on your reset. Both teams working hard just to find open space.
The sideline to our left. Smith gets it into Larson. Goes to the top of the offense, defended by Harvey for UNCW. Off to Smith. Taller Carden-Hayes on him. He'll shoot over Newby. 3. Halfway down, popped out. Rebound in and out of the hands of White. As it goes over the end line, it'll be Charleston's basketball. 20 once again on the shot clock.
So in the pregame, we talked about a lot of times perimeter teams, when they miss a shot, are outnumbered underneath. Not true with Charleston. They're doing a great job crashing the offensive boards. That forced the ball to go off the Seahawks, and Charleston will retain possession, but not before the officials step in and try to create some space underneath.
Get into Burnham, who just checked into the game. Ben Burnham loses the basketball. Diving on it is Burnham. He and Newby battling, but Burnham gets whistled for a foul. The first on Burnham and the second on Charleston. Burnham on last year's all-rookie team along with Rain Smith a season ago. As Jabari Thomas will check in now for Shaquem Phillips. Actually, it'll be for Newby, excuse me. So it's Thomas, Harvey, White, Carden-Hayes, and Kelly, the 5 on the floor here for UNCW.
So White got good possession last time down the floor. Let's see if they try to use Kelly again.
Thomas on the right wing, backs it out to White, out front. The handoff to Carden-Hayes. Carden-Hayes gets a screen from Kelly. A lot of bodies bumping into each other on that screen as White to the baseline, spins back. 12 on the shot clock for UNCW. Gets it away out front to Thomas. 7 now on the shot clock. 5 driving. Thomas knocks over Larson. The shot no good. Rebound. Nothing but black jerseys there. And brought away by Charleston. Larson down the far sideline. Drives it. Bounce pass left corner to Smith. Shot fake of the arc. Gives down to Burnham. His 3 from the wing is good for Ben Burnham.
Great ball rotation. Off the overplay defensively. They found Burnham on the wing.
7-2 Charleston, 15:42. We're in the first half. Thomas, right baseline to Kelly. Backing down against Faye. Double team comes, bounces to the cutter. Thomas flirter with the right hand, no good. Rebound. Kelly had it, lost it into the hands of Thomas, and he banks it in inside. 7-4. Seahawks down 3.
Big offensive rebound there. Charleston doing a good job double teaming off the ball.
Horton to Larson. Larson driving, pulling up at the free throw line and hitting the shot. Ryan Larson, again, the transfer from Wofford. Second leading scorer, averages over 11 points a game, and also leads his team with 4 assists, 7th best in the country, or in the conference rather. Makes it a 9-4 ball game, 5-point lead for Charleston. Hardin Hayes to the right wing. Gets to the top of the offense, far sideline now to Thomas with a pass. Left of the paint to Kelly, trying to back down against Fi's defense. Spins baseline shot, off the glass, good. He says you can't stop me, Babacar. As Kelly has 4 of the 6 Seahawk points so far, 9-6 our score. Larson out front. Fi with it, looks left, hands off right to Burnham. Burnham drives, spins into the paint. Trying to go high-low, kicks it on the right wing instead of Larson. Now to the screener. Burnham, shot with the right hand is good. And Burnham giving this team a lift right now with 5 points off the bench. Makes it 11-6. Charleston 14-11 in the first.
Charleston doing a good job running their half-court offense.
Thomas on the near sideline, out front to White. Trying to get White going, backs it away to Harvey, back to White. 10 on the shot clock. White pulls up inside the arc, and it's all in. Zarian White, leading scorer for UNCW. And that's his first couple of points of the game. Makes it 11-8. Larson back the other way. Left corner, Burnham. Fakes a pass, takes the 3, around and in. Looked like it was coming out. It stuck back in. And Burnham, 8 points now off the bench. 14-8. It is Charleston up by 6.
So that's twice we've seen Charleston fake the three-pointer, get the defender to fly by, and then get the open shot.
White out front now to Kelly at the top of the key. 15 on the shot clock for UNCW. Gives to Harvey. Harvey trying to get it to White. Instead to Kelly and out to Thomas. 8 on the shot clock. Kelly setting a screen for Thomas. Thomas lobbing it to Kelly. Kelly throws it up and gets fouled with 2 on the shot clock. He was trying to get a little reverse layup going. He'll get a trip to the free throw line instead. Fi's foul, his first, and the third on Charleston as we head to our Reed's Jewelers timeout. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers at Independence Mall in Mayfair Town Center. Reed's Jewelers, trusted with life's moments. 13-13 to go in the first half. Seahawks trailing 14-8 here on Flow Sports and The Breeze.
Hi, I'm Dr.
Today is your day. It's time to stop wishing for it and start working.
Some rebounds, points off the bench, Mike. 8-zip, Charleston.
Yeah, those 8 all to Ben Burnham for the Cougars as Kelly at the free throw line hits the first. 5 points early on here for Amari Kelly. He's shooting nearly 70% from the charity stripe on the season as well. 6'9" senior, the Duquesne transfer, second year playing for UNCW. Makes good with both of them. He'll come out of the game, and for the first time, Charleston transfer Nick Farrar entered. So started at NC State, spent last year at College of Charleston playing for Pat Kelsey and playing alongside most of these guys. And now wearing the Seahawk white. Scott brings the ball down the floor over half court, puts on the brakes. Newby back on the floor, defends. Man-to-man defensively for UNCW. Scott trying to get it to Bolin, covered up nicely by Ross. Burnham in the right corner now. They get it to Pat Robinson, the third. Robinson has it knocked away by Farrar, picked up by Hardin Hayes. Hardin Hayes right side to Ross. Ross will drive baseline, spins it out. Into the hands now on the right wing to Hardin Hayes. 14-10. Seahawks down 4 with the basketball going left to right. Ross moves it left with the dribble. To the elbow, left corner to Hardin Hayes. 14 on the shot clock. Driving is Hardin Hayes to the block. Fadeaway jump shot is on that. Malik Hardin Hayes, there's the first bench points for UNCW tonight. 14-12, Seahawks down by 2, 12-23, and now Bolin loses it over the end line. And how about the defense over here being played by the freshman Noah Ross? He's pumped.
So once again, coming out of the dead ball, coming out of a timeout, we just see the defensive intensity for the guys in teal and white.
Chance to tie or take the lead for the first time in this game. Hardin Hayes, a handoff to Harvey. Harvey top of the key near sideline to Newby, deflected off the hands of Robinson, then Newby's hand and out of bounds.
Newby just took his eyes off the ball. I think he was looking to see where he was going to go with the next pass.
Burcevic near sideline to our right will inbound. Gets into the hands of Scott with Larson getting a breather on the Charleston bench. Scott works at the point. Touches his chin, showing his teammates the offensive set. Moves it to the right wing. Out front, Bursovic between the circles. Dribbles to the left wing. Defended by Farrar. Trying to cross over, drive, spin. Shot no good. Rebound Harvey. Flying in there, hook side. Gives it off now to Hardin Hayes. Left corner, Newby for the lead. Back iron, no good. Scott the rebound. The pitch ahead to Robinson. 2-on-1. Robinson will attack. Robinson shot with the left hand, no good. Follow up the glass for Burnham. A double-figure first half for Ben Burnham off the bench. Seahawks trailing 16-12.
That's the third offensive board for Charleston.
Farrar, left wing to Harvey. And away from the ball, an offensive foul. Malik Hardin-Hayes trying to set up on Jalen Scott's defense. Whistled for his first foul, UNCW's second. The Seahawks turn it over and turn us to a timeout. 11:22 to go in the first half. Seahawks trailing Charleston 16-12 our score. Back after this, UNCW basketball on Flow Sports and The Breeze.
As media and
both teams pride themselves on defense. Boy, Charleston's doing a great job. We played 8:30. Seahawks have 0 assists right now. Just haven't been able to get that open man, that great ball movement that this offense works off of. Both teams have committed 4 turnovers.
Charleston basketball coming out of the timeout. They get it to Scott's hands. Defended by Newby. Screen set by Bursovic. Working around that is Newby. Setting it up here in the half court is Scott. Near sideline to Robinson. Keeps it away from it. Phillips will overplayed him. Right side now in the corner to Bolin. Bolin will drive and a reach-in foul. A couple of Seahawks to choose from. Tony Crisp has the call. And the foul on Shaquem Phillips, his first. And the third team foul for UNCW. Almost 9 minutes into the first half. Seahawks have not led in this game. Trailed by as much as 6. Down 4 currently. Robinson at the free throw line. Right side to Scott. Bounce past Bursovic. The shorter Newby defending him. Trying to back him into the paint. Kicking it out now to Robinson. Robinson 3 is good. A little hitch in that shot, but effective there for Robinson, who averages almost 11 points a game coming off the bench.
Classic inside out. They get the defense to collapse around the ball. Kick it out for the three-pointer. Good as gold.
19-12. UNCW down 7. Now the largest lead for Charleston. Farrar trying to answer from 3. Off the mark. Rebounded by Robinson. Down the far sideline for Charleston. Robinson drives to the right baseline. Backing down. Kicking it out near sideline 3 for Bursovic. Too hard. Rebound Scott. Left of the paint. Scott will drive it in. Too hard off the glass. Coming away with that. It looked like Hardin Hayes, but Bursovic taking it away for Charleston. Across the floor, Scott. Now to Robinson. Another 3 for Robinson. This one is short. Bodies go flying. Diving is Hardin Hayes. Trying to get it away from Bolin, and it's going to be a held ball in UNCW basketball. A possession where they let them both play there a little bit that time, Marty.
Yeah, they did, but, you know, on the negative side, if you're a Seahawk fan, 3 offensive rebounds on that sequence. They just can't do that. And physically, they were just out-muscled for one of those offensive rebounds. But again, you can see the Seahawks in many ways have to settle for that first open shot. They're not getting that ball movement. They're not making this Charleston defense play from sideline to sideline. Right now, it's a 5-point lead for the Cougars.
19-17 near the 10-minute mark. Seahawks with it going left to right. Larson back on the floor. You see Charles Lampton on the court for the first time for Charleston. Newby top of the key to Kelly. Hardin Hayes, White, and Phillips round out the 5 for the Seahawks. Bounce pass to White. Defended by the shorter Larson. Gets some help from Scott if he needs it. Spinning to the baseline. Into the paint. And a reach-in foul here on Larson. Trying to knock the ball out of the hands of Trazarian White. That'll be the first foul on Ryan Larson. And the 14th foul here for Charleston.
Certainly some case offensively that half. You were bailed out. It was going deep in the shot clock. Not really an open opportunity.
You didn't know that was the men's swim team there, Marty, on the monitor. CA champs a season ago, and making a presence here as the student section is packed out here inside Trask Coliseum tonight. Newby for the left baseline. Bounces it in to Phillips, and he stepped on that far sideline right in front of the Charleston bench. And another Seahawk turnover. That'll be their 5th here in the first half of the scoring drought. Almost 3 minutes long now for UNCW.
You just can't afford a lot of empty possessions. And that's what's happening right now. In many ways, that's an unforced turnover.
9:40 to go in the first half. 19-12 is our score. Seahawks down by 7. Again, the largest lead of the game for Charleston. Up a wet spot over there in front of the Seahawk bench, or the Charleston bench rather.
Near the swim team.
That's right.
Just saying.
There we go. The man gets the floor ready. He's the true star of the game right now. Right to left here for Charleston. Larson brings the ball over half court, defended by Newby. Moves it left on the dribble to the wing, picks up the dribble near sideline to Robinson. Robinson trying to get into the paint against the defensive. Phillips spins, has a shot blocked, but maybe contact down below before the block shot. And that's going to be a second personal foul on Shaquille Phillips, the 4th on UNCW as a team. That'll get Jamari Harvey to the scores table. We take a look at our Megacorp replay. Up top, it looked like it was clean, but there had to be some contact down below. So Pat Robinson, the 3rd, to a free throw line to shoot 2. 71% of the season is Robinson, grad transfer from West Liberty, where he played with Dalton Bolin. As he converts the first of 2 free throws. Graduate guard from Chesterfield, New Jersey.
So once again, foul trouble. Phillips' time on the floor.
This free throw is good for Robinson. He'll exit, and Rain Smith takes his place on the court. 9:21 left. 21-12. UNCW trying to get something going here. Again, a scoring drought of more than 3 minutes now. And Charleston a 7-0 run. Newby between the circles. Right side to White. Out front here to Kelly. 20 on the shot clock, gives it off to Harvey on the far sideline, top of the key to Newby. Shots have been tough to find here for UNCW. Good defense for Charleston. Harden Hayes off to Newby, shot fake, throws up a shot. They're going to say was fouled on the floor by Larson, but that would be his 2nd personal foul now. And he likely will have to sit for Charleston as Dalton Bolin will come in and take his place on the floor.
15 foul on Charleston.
Harden Hayes, Harvey, White, Kelly, and Newby. Harden Hayes to inbound it. Teammates stacked up in front of him. Get in the backcourt to Newby. Crosses half court, sets it up, goes left off the screen from Kelly. Top of the key to White. Straight on goal is good for Trezarian White. Just his 10th 3 this season. Makes it 21-15. Crowd likes that. Trying to get them back involved here. Lampton off to Bolin. Bolin trying to answer from 3. And it's good for Dalton Bolin. Bolin, that's his 29th made 3 of the season. 24-15. Back to a 9-point lead for Charleston. Newby on the right wing. Bounce pass to Kelly. Trying to back down the right block against Lampton's defense. Spins baseline. He's stuck. Nearly travels. Kicks it out to White. White, nowhere to penetrate, backs it away to Newby, top of the key, 9 on the shot clock, gets a screen from Kelly, near sideline White, drives baseline, spins, fades away, the shot short, and a rebound brought away by Charleston's Horton. Far sideline, Horton brings the ball down the floor, trying to go coast to coast, drops it off now to Scott, top of the key, Lampton, near sideline Bolin. Bolin takes a pass, still with it, goes left, inside the arc, knocked away by White, but right there Lampton, loses it, going up for the shot, tracked down at the baseline by Kelly. Harvey brings it down far sideline, almost travels with it, gives it off to Newby. Seahawks down 24-15, 7:40 left in the half. White on the right baseline. Bounce pass inside Kelly. Kelly spins, gets it to the left block, banks it in with the left hand. Amari Kelly's been the offense for the Seahawks. He has 8. It's 24-17, knocked away from behind. White knocks it out of bounds, last to touch it. Got a little energy back to the building here for UNCW off the scoring drought. Schneid. 24-17 our score. Seahawks trailing by 7 with 7:25 left in the half. Amari Kelly, a big first half so far for the Seahawks on Flow Sports and The Breeze.
Christopher Branco of Oleander Cup.
3, rebounding edge Charleston 10-4, bench edge 15-2.
2 points for Malik Harden-Hayes, the only points for UNCW's bench. 15th best in the country, averaging 31 points a game, but Charleston's is a 5th best bench, averaging nearly 34 points a game. Ironically, FAU, who like UNCW has won 13 straight, they lead the country. Their bench averages almost 37 points a game. Burnham, the inbounds pass in the paint. Hook shot is good. Ben Burnham, they've got to find an answer for him. Burnham, the 6'7" sophomore from Fort Mill, South Carolina, now with 12 points for Charleston off the bench. 26-17, and an illegal screen here for UNCW. A foul on Amari Kelly will be his first, the 5th for the Seahawks, who will turn the ball over and give it back to Charleston with the Seahawks down 9.
So again, a possession where you really can't set up your offense right now. Charleston doing a great job denying the spots on the floor where the Seahawks want to run their offense right now.
Bolin brings the ball over half court, right to left for Charleston the first half. Scott back at the point with Larson on the bench with 2 personal fouls. And a switch defended by Harden-Hayes, and away from the ball, a foul and a hole, I think, Harvey. And it's going to be on... I'll check that. I think it's Amari Kelly. So Kelly gets back-to-back personal fouls. 2 fouls on Kelly, 6 for the Seahawks. They'll get Farrar to the scorers table. And Kelly will have to come out of this game with 6:58 left in the half.
And that's part of your offense, too, right now.
Yes.
Kelly's scored. He's been the force down low.
Bolin trying to get the ball in. Does so to Scott, left of the paint. Defended by the shorter Thomas, kicks it out Bolin. Bolin's 3 from the wing is short. Tipped up, rebound. Phi comes over there, kicks it out to Smith. Smith 3 is all net. Can't leave him open. Rain Smith, his first 3 of the game. He averages 2.5 per contest. And it's 29-17 Charleston with 6:35 left in the first frame.
Another offensive rebound led to second chance points.
Thomas drives, spins, fades away. The shot rattles home for the post. 29-19. Seahawks trailing by 10. Smith, left wing. Phi gets it right side of Bolin. Played well by Ross. All over Bolin. Bolin getting into the paint. And now an offensive foul on Dalton Bolin. Hooking around Ross, says Keith Fogelman. Boy, that was just a frustration foul. I think Ross playing such good defense on him. Frustrating Bolin, who picks up his first foul.
Well, your point, they're letting him bump a little bit down in the paint. A couple of bumps, and then all of a sudden he just tried to create space. That led to the offensive foul. See if the Seahawks can get back-to-back strong possessions.
6:04 until halftime. Thomas drives in. Little contact, fadeaway, no good. Gets his miss, goes up strong again, no good. Batted up by Ross. Comes up short, though, and Smith comes away with it near sideline for Charleston. In transition, the 3. Back iron, no good. Lincoln for the rebound as Thomas will push up on Bolin. Numbers here, Harvey on the right wing. Ross was wide open. They didn't see him. Thomas at the top with a key. Lars setting a screen. Far sideline, Harden-Hayes. Back out front, Thomas. 15 on the shot clock. Thomas drives, loses. Gathers it back in, gives to Harvey. 9 on the shot clock for UNCW. Harvey to the left wing. Back to the left. 4. On the way, the 3 for Farrar is no good. And Bolin the rebound for Charleston. 1 and done for the Seahawks that time. Scott right side drives on Farrar. And count the basket and a foul on Nick Farrar as well. So the foul, the first on Farrar, the 7th on UNCW.
Charleston's just been a half step quicker to the basket. They've been able to clear out. Now a chance at a 3-point play. Both teams are 2 for 2 from the line. Scott will try to extend this lead.
Both teams some substitutions here. Is Harvey out? Kazarian White back on the floor, so it's Farrar, White, Newby, along with Harden-Hayes and Thomas for UNCW. Scott, 1. Free throw is good as he does complete that 3-point play. They put Larson back on the floor. Larson with 2 personal fouls. 5:11 left in the first half. 32-19 Charleston. UNCW is still not led in this game. Thomas to hand off to White. Bounce pass to Newby. Now to Farrar. Near sideline, Thomas. Looking inside for White. Can't get it there. Farrar, the handoff to Newby. Back right side, Thomas steps into a three for the wing, and it's good for Jamari Thomas. Just his 10th through this season. But a big one there makes it 32-22. The Seahawks pull to within 10. 4:40 until halftime. 5 between the circles. Bounces it to Horton on the far sideline. Horton gets a screen from 5, drives it in, throws it up, no good. Rebound loose, diving on it is Thomas, trying to get it to Farrar, but it's knocked away out of bounds by Charleston. Seahawks basketball, great effort for both these teams here. Diving for loose basketballs, leaving it all out on the court here tonight, and a big night inside Trask Coliseum. We'll take a look at our Native Park replay of that hustle.
Look at that sequence right there. Bodies diving. A lot of intensity at the defensive end. Charleston will be off the Cougars last. Seahawks trying to put together a couple of good offensive possessions. Starting to get a little offensive flow right now is UNCW. And every time the Seahawks seem to get into it a little bit, Charleston has an answer at the offensive end.
Both teams shooting in the 50s, but a combined 11 turnovers now in this game. 6 for Charleston and 5 for UNCW. Victor Eno into the game for the first time. Controls out front, gives it to Thomas. 15 on the shot clock. Bounce pass to White. Right baseline, defended by Scott. Trying to square up with him. Drives it, spins it. Double team comes. Bolin just over top of him. Puts his arms around him. Frustrating White, but it will be a foul on Dalton Bolin. His second personal foul on the grad transfer from West Liberty. It'll be a 17th foul, and the Seahawks in the bonus at the 4:02 mark of the half.
So you go to the line. There's White, front end of a 1-and-1. This is the kind of game you've got to take advantage early on. If you force the team in the penalty and get to the line, you've got to translate that into points. Charleston right now, I know we've harped on a little bit, but it's been a couple of individuals. Plus 15 coming off the bench. 17-2 as White attempts the first.
Free throw is good for White. On the season now, 91 free throw attempts, 56th in the country coming into this game. The most free throw attempts on the season. 22-23. Next free throw, back iron, no good. Eno the rebound though at the baseline, bounce pass to Thomas, but it's stolen by Robinson. Robinson goes right to left, knocked away and stolen back the other way by Newby, and then Robinson, the frustration foul there for Charleston. So Pat Robinson, the third, picks up his first. And 18 fouls, free throws for the Seahawks. Crowd back into it as we head to a break. Great defense here from Newby. Getting the steal and forcing the 7th turnover for Charleston. Back after this, UNCW basketball, Flow Sports, and the Breeze. .354 left in the first half. 32-23, Charleston leads it here in Trask Coliseum. Mike McCarroll, Marty Bureau with you. Robert Warren, Keller production crew. Tommy Gunn back at the Breeze studio as well. Glad you're with us here this Wednesday night. The CAA, a big night here in the Trask Coliseum in Wilmington. 60th ever sellout here in Trask. The Seahawks taking on 22nd ranked Charleston. Newby with a 1-and-1 opportunity. Front end is good for Newby.
So Mike, during that dead ball, the foul was called on Robinson, but then they checked to see if Newby had an elbow after the whistle. Took a look at the monitor and said everything was okay.
Next free throw for Newby, converts on both of them. 32-25, the Seahawks within 7 with 3:50 in the first half. Larson on the floor with 2 personal fouls, works out front. Defended by Thomas. On a switch now, it's Newby. Gives to Smith. Smith off the screen. The 3, top of the key is good. Rain Smith, one of the best three-point shooters in the country. A sophomore from Australia makes it 35-25, a 10-point lead for Charleston.
Talk about that balanced scoring for Charleston.
Thomas near sideline. Harden Hayes for the answer, no. Rebound Burcevic for Charleston. Gives it to Larson. They work quickly here. Average over 80 points a game does Charleston, and they get 2 more right there from Ante Bursovic. Down the lane on the feed from Larson, 37-25. The lead 12 for Charleston as we hit the 3-minute mark here in the first half. Newby the handoff to Hardin Hayes. Bounce pass to Thomas. And a man defensively for Charleston throughout this first half. Thomas stuck with it. Gets a screen from Eno. Goes right up the screen. Trying to feed Eno, but out of his reach, out of bounds. A Seahawk turnover. There's 7.
And there's another example of Charleston denying the passing lane as they tried to go down low. Just couldn't get to the ball because, again, of the defense. If you can get to the spot first, it changes every passing angle. Now Charleston has a chance to extend this 12-point lead.
37-25, 2:43 and counting. Larson defended by Harvey. Over half court. Bursovic sets a screen. Larson goes right, steps back. The 3 on the way is good. And the 3 starting to mount up now for Charleston. 6 threes here, 7 threes in the first half for the Cougars. 40-25 with 2:19 left. Harvey gets the handoff from Eno, down low to White. White trying to get it up there. It's no good. Ball loose in the paint. Horton comes away with it for Charleston. Down the floor to Robinson. Bounce past Larson, left corner. Trying to pop a 3. Instead will drive baseline. Deflected pass to Horton in the right corner. Horton, right baseline. He's stuck. Backs it out to Smith. 14 the shot clock for Charleston. Bursovic, top of the key. Looking backdoor. He'll keep it. Working his way into the paint against Eno's defense. Goes left, throws it up short. Good defense from Eno, who gets a rebound. Down the far sideline, White. Seahawks down 15. Eno sets a screen. White goes right. Fadeaway shot is all net. Trazarian White trying to get him involved. He's got 8 points now, does White here in this first half.
It's basically been White and Kelly.
He has 8. Kelly has 8. 16 combined for those two. 40-27. Seahawks down 13, 120 left. Larson top of the key, goes left, drives, dishes to Bursovic, and the layup is good. Boy, he set the screen and then he just rolled to the basket. Bursovic off the nice feed from Larson. You see why he's 7th in the conference, averaging 4 assists a game. 42-27, UNCW trailing by 15. We hit the 1-minute mark down in the first half. Harvey on the right baseline, or right wing rather, excuse me, drives it into the paint, backs it out. Across the offense to White. Eno setting a screen. White gives it off to Newby. Shot fake, back to White, top of the key. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, lets it fly, and it's good inside the arc for Trazarian White. He's been a great option here recently now with 10 points. 42-29, and Pat Kelsey wants to burn a timeout. They use it or lose a timeout here in this first half. We'll keep things here. 35.5 seconds left in the half as we take a look at the Megacorp replay. As now Trazarian White starting to heat up a little bit. 10 points, 4 of 6 shooting, including one of 2 Seahawk 3-point baskets in the first half. But on the flip side, Charleston 7 of 14, 50% shooting from 3. Overall, Charleston's 57%, 16 of 28. The Seahawks right at 50% shooting, 11 of 22. Both teams 5. So a lot of adjustments. Certainly a lot to talk about for Takeo Siddle at halftime coming up. 35.5 seconds from now. 42-29 our score. Smith trying to get it to Scott, who pushes off White to get open. An offensive foul on Jalen Scott. His first, Charleston's 9th. And the Seahawks will get the basketball now. No change in the time. Bursovic and Larson will exit here for the final 35.5 seconds. Charles Lampton on the floor, as is Robinson back on the court for Charleston. They get it to Newby, crosses half court, and he calls the use it or lose it timeout for UNCW. 34.1 seconds to go in the half, 42-29. We'll hear from Takeo Siddle heading into the locker room at halftime. Pepsi halftime report. Take a look at scores elsewhere around the CAA. Again, a full night of games. 5 games in all tonight. This is certainly the one that has highlighted the night, and a lot of talk about this game coming in. And really for the last couple of weeks as well, as this one started to shape up and both teams kept winning and winning and winning. You saw the potential of this one being a big one here at Trask Coliseum. The students, community out to sell this place out. It was sold out over the weekend. By Monday, no tickets to the general public were to be had. Only the student tickets available. The students lined up since about 3:30 this afternoon, with the gates opening up at 5:30. So UNCW, top of the Charleston bench, will inbound far sideline. Malik Harden-Hayes will inbound. Gets in the backcourt to Harvey. Harvey dribbles it over half court in the center jump circle. Defended by Smith. Seahawks can play virtually for the final shot of the half, although about a 4 or 5 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Kelly gives it right back to Harvey. 10 on the shot clock. Coming off the screen, it's Newby. 3 left side, no good. And the box out. Horton a little too aggressively with it. Fouls Trazarian White. So Raekwon Horton, his first, and now 10 team fouls, so 2 free throws for Trazarian White. So far, 1 for 2. Got a good look there, as you see. The 3 from Newby. Couldn't knock it down. 10.3 seconds left in the half. Seahawks down 42-29. White will go to the free throw line. First is good. Trazarian White, career night with 26 points last Wednesday at Elon. Then a quiet game scoring-wise with 6 points. But did have 8 rebounds in the win against A&T on Saturday. Next free throw for White is good. He converts with both of them. 42-31, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 near sideline. Robinson gives it off to Scott in the backcourt. Down the floor to Horton. 3 at the buzzer is no good, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be the end of the half. As Takeo Siddle wanted a charging foul right there, right in front of Keith Fogelman, arguing with him on his way to the locker room. And the Seahawks down 11 at halftime. 42-31 the score at the intermission. Let's send it courtside to Marty Fiore standing by.
Coach, tell me what you see in the first half.
We're not tough enough. Bottom line.
Defensive intensity, they seem to be denying you areas on the floor.
We're playing very soft. We're not tough enough. Bottom line.
Guys.
All right, thank you, Marty. You heard it right there. This program, this team is built on toughness. He is not happy, certainly, with the way they played in the first half. And the Seahawks trailing by 11. 42-31 our score at halftime. We'll step aside back with our Pepsi halftime report after these messages here on Flow Sports and The Breeze.
Out and execute. So we'll see what the Seahawks need. The Seahawks need to really reestablish themselves in the first 5 minutes of this game. It's an 11-point game, and we'll see how it starts off as Charleston will inbound to open the second 20.
Near sideline to our right, it'll be Rain Smith to inbound it. Gets in the backcourt to Larson. Underway here in the second half, left to right for Charleston. Into the hands, far sideline to Bolin. On the wing, top of the key to Burcevic. Burcevic, far sideline to Scott. Back to Burcevic, drives in, throws it up and gets fouled by Kelly. And Amari Kelly's going to quickly pick up his third personal foul in the first 14 seconds of the second half.
Yeah, and we mentioned Kelly's been the offense down low. So all of a sudden, Kelly picks up, as you mentioned, basically a foul in the first sequence of the second half. And we'll see how long Takeo feels comfortable keeping the big guy in there.
Free throw is good for Burcevic. Sophomore from Croatia by way of Southeast Oklahoma State. They led them last year, averaged almost 18 points a game. One of a number of junior college players on this team that are non-Division I transfers that have been big factors for Charleston. 44-31, UNCW. Trying to run this play, and Takeo Siddle unhappy with it as he walks down toward the end of their bench. Drops it off to Ross. Ross drives, scoops it up, and off the glass. It's good for Noah Ross. First points of the game for the freshman.
So we see the Seahawks attack the rim on their first possession.
Nolan 3, no good. Burcevic lost his footing. He was tripped over his own man. Seahawks up with it. Thomas to the trailer. Ross trying to drive. Knocks over Smith. The shot no good. Trying to get his miss and knocks over Bolin. And this time a whistle and a foul on Noah Ross. So aggressive. But sometimes a little over-aggressive and gets the foul there. His first foul. The team's second of the half.
Got a good look in the paint. Didn't go. And then, as you made mention, went over the back trying to get that offensive rebound. But that's a couple of possessions, and immediately they attack the iron.
44-33, 11-point lead here for Charleston. Cougars basketball going left to right. Far sideline to Smith. Bolin sets a screen. Get it to Bolin now, squaring up against Phillips. Shot fake, drives baseline. Going to back him down under the paint. Chesting him up now. Spinning baseline is Bolin. Can't get the shot off. Gets it off left corner. The three there is short for Larson and tracked down by Ross. Gives it off to White. He'll bring it down near sideline for UNCW. Top of the key to the screener. Kelly inside with a pass. The layup is good. The left-hander cannot stop him, but he gets it there. In double figures now with 10 is Kelly. Quickly, Bolin trying to answer. Comes up short. Rebound Ross. Seahawks trying to push tempo. Down 44-35. Thomas to the trailer. Ross launching a long three. Rims out. And a rebound. Battling for it. Bursovic touches it. Goes over the end line. Seahawks will get the basketball back here. For the crowd back as well in France.
So for the very first time tonight, we've seen strong back-to-back possessions. There you see the little roll down low. Seahawks have basically now reestablished themselves, not only at the defensive end, but now at the offensive end.
White right block spinning on Dalton's defense, and the shot no good. Goes out of bounds far sideline. Who touched it last? It's going to be off Charleston. UNCW, another crack at it. New 20-second shot clock to work with here. 17:59 second half. 44-35. Seahawks trailing as Fine will check in for Bursovic. Feeling like he's a better matchup down low against Kelly.
So do you think it's fair to say that coming out of the locker room, Seahawks are the quicker of the two sides right now?
A little bit more energized than Charleston. Ross into Thomas. Out front, right side to White. White trying to drive into the baseline. Kicks it out to Thomas. He'll back it away with 10 on the shot clock. Kelly sets a screen on Larson. Near sideline, Phillips. 5 on the shot clock. Phillips trying to drive. Little push off, and the shot good. First points of the game for Shot King Phillips, the guy who took over the game down at Charleston last year. 44-37 UNCW. Down by 7. Near sideline, it's Smith on the wing. Picks up his dribble out front to Bolin. Far sideline to Larson. Larson drives baseline, lobbing it to Fine in traffic. Lost it, but he's fouled. And who's it on? Several white shirts there, and the foul. The reach-in is on Jamari Thomas. First on Thomas, third on the Seahawks, but that could have been potentially the fourth foul on Amari Kelly.
6:01 right now for the Seahawks. And you're right, that would have been a dagger if Kelly picked up that foul.
Get it into Phi. Now to Smith. Top of the key to Scott. Back to Smith. Launching a three. In and out. Batted around. Ball loose in the paint. Diving on it. Coming up with it was Phillips for UNCW. Push a hit near sideline. Ross lobbing it to White. Trying to gather it in. Comes up short. Burnham away with it for Charleston. Down the floor all the way. Attacks. The shot no good. Long rebound to Larson. Larson far sideline of Burnham. Burnham at the baseline, nearly knocked away by Phillips, trying to poke that ball away from him, leaning in, throwing it up, comes up short, ball tipped around at the baseline. Burnham gets it back. Burnham for the baseline, gets it out to Larson. Larson launching a long three. Is short, rebound. Kelly and the Seahawks get it back, down 7. Looking to push. 44-37 our score, 16:31 to go. Phillips, the pass deflected out of bounds, and last touch by UNCW to the Seahawk bench. A turnover back to Charleston. Taking a little wind out of the sails of the crowd here in Trask.
So the one time they had a 2-on-1, maybe a little fancy around the rim, unable to convert. And now after scrambling and a couple good defensive stops, the turnover here, again, 6:01 for UNCW, but they got to take advantage of each time down the floor. You're down by 7, and you know Charleston has another 1 in it before the end of the half.
7-point lead for the Cougars. We have to go to our right. Larson from the screen from Burnham. Dribble to the right wing. Picks up his dribble out front to Robinson. 5 sets a screen, rolls to the basket. Robinson keeps it, knocked away from behind, out of bounds by Shaquem Phillips. Quick hands here for Phillips to start this second half. Didn't play much in the first because of 2 fouls. He is determined here at half number 2. Baseline left of the basket. Larson into Burnham. Fakes a handoff. Keeps it. And on the way in, a reach and foul on Newby. As that was going to be an easy layup for Burnham if he doesn't foul him. Just the first on Newby. 14 fouls on UNCW.
And 0 team fouls on Charleston.
Larson gets it in this time to Robinson. Almost lost his footing. Out to Larson on the wing. Larson drives baseline, pulls up from 8. It's short. Well contested by the Seahawks. Rebound Farrar. Farrar brings it down near sideline. Gets it away to Ross. Ross and the Seahawks. Ross will drive, loses the handle. Picked up by Larson. Larson on the break. Larson blocked, but fouled by Phillips. Clean up top, but contact down below there for Shaquem Phillips, his 3rd foul, the team's 5th. Larson at the stripe when we return after our Reed's Jewelers timeout. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers at Independence Mall in Mayfair Town Center. Reed's Jewelers, trusted with life's moments. 15:48 to go, second half. Seahawks trailing 44-37 here on Flow Sports and The Breeze.
As media and advertising continues to evolve,
to go in the second half, Seahawks trailing at 44-37 on a 6-0 run. But Marty, the fouls start to mount up for UNCW here with 5 team fouls already here in this second half. And for the game, Phillips with 3, Amari Kelly with 3.
Charleston is already perfect from the line here in the second half. Charleston basically 0 from the floor right now. But again, you know, the Seahawks had that big deficit at halftime. They've cut it to 7. As you made mention, 5 team fouls will be difficult to overcome unless they can get Charleston to pick up some team fouls as well. Because this is a good free throw shooting team.
Yeah, the first of 2 free throw attempts for Larson is good. And number 1 in the conference, 63rd in the country. Over 74% shooting from the free throw line this season. They average more than 15 made free throws per game. Free throw here is good again. 46-37, 9-point lead for Charleston. 15:45 to go, second half. Newby out front. Hands off to White. Gives to Ross. Top of the key now to Farrar. Looking inside for White. Gets into the hands of Newby. Bounce pass to White, far sideline from the Seahawk bench. 10 on the shot clock. Drives baseline on Horton. Leans in and gets fouled by Raekwon Horton. Second foul on Horton, and the first on Charleston to put UNCW to the free throw line for the first time in this half. It'll be Kazarian White.
So White goes to the line. Good job by the rest of the Seahawks as they cleared off to that side and allowed White to do a little one-on-one. And again, basically all the points for UNCW has been when they've been able to attack the rim, get the ball deep into the paint.
It's been White with 13 and Amari Kelly with 10 points, leading scorers here in this game for UNCW. Next free throw, too hard off the back iron, and Robinson the rebound for Charleston. 46-38, 8-point lead for the Cougars. Robinson gives to Larson on the near sideline.
Well, they really spread the floor to Charleston right now.
Robinson left wing. Burnham will set a screen and roll to the baseline. Robinson keeps it, drives it against Farrar's defense, spins baseline, shot with the left hand, no good, batted out, coming our way, picked up by Newby. Newby drops it to White. White drives it in. Right side onto the block, then by the shorter Larson. Goes to the baseline, the shot no good, trying to get his miss, couldn't. Instead, rebound brought away by 5. Larson spots up straight on at 3. Too hard, rebound for White. Keeps it away from Burnham. Seahawks get the ball back, down by 8.
Charleston still 0 from the floor here in the second half.
Newby to Ross. They feed down low to Farrar. Farrar with the left hand over the outstretched arms of Burnham. Scores for the first time. The former Cougar makes it 46-40. Whitehead to deck. It's an offensive foul on Horton. That puts him there.
And they'll probably go to the monitor and take a look at this. Off the ball, a lot of contact. Maybe yes, maybe no. Yeah, I think they will.
14:25 to go, 46-40. So it is a foul on Horton. And we'll see if it's going to be elevated beyond a common foul as they will go over to the monitor, Marty, as the teams go to their benches as well.
Well, one thing we've seen with the Seahawks coming out with the defensive intensity, all of a sudden there's a transition game. They've been able to get numbers, beat Charleston down. Especially in that first half, it was really a half-court game. Slower pace, Charleston able to set their screens, run their offense. Now all of a sudden, Seahawks have picked it up at the defensive end, picked the pace of this game, and now it's a 6-point game.
UNCW this half, 4 of 9, 44%. 0 of 11 for Charleston, 0 of 5 from three-point range. So the defensive intensity has been much improved here in the second half. The toughness started to shine through for UNCW. Down 46-40. As you see Tony Crisp and Ryan Sassano over at the monitor to take a look at this.
Seahawks conversely 4-9 from the floor. Or 0 for 1 from three-point range. 1 free throw attempt.
UNCW comes back out on the floor. It'll be Farrar, Harvey, Newby, White, and Hardin Hayes. The 5 for UNCW.
It's so difficult sometimes if you get a lot of fouls off the ball. Sometimes you don't have that good count. As we can see, they're rewinding it, taking a look at it one last time.
So as it stands now on Horton, his third personal foul, team second. They looked at it. Tony Crisp and Ryan Sassano now huddled up. Tony Crisp, left hand over his mouth as he's talking to Sassano. A lot of talking like this. Sometimes you assume there's going to be something, and Ryan Sassano is going to come over here and let us know. Just a common foul. Nothing more than a common foul. Right?
Common foul. They took a good long look at it.
Yeah. Doing a good job. I mean, again, this game has been really hyped up. Obviously, you've got a lot of students here, a lot of energy in this building, and the officials have done a nice job so far. Good crew here tonight. 46-40, Seahawks down 6 with the ball. Near sideline, Harvey on the wing, looking for White. They get it to him. Defended by Bolin, trying to back him into the paint. He does, steps through, off the glass short. Rebound, White brings it down, gets tied up. It's going to be a held ball, and we'll stay with UNCW. And again, White and as that Horton get tied up with that.
I don't know if we'll get
check that, Scott. Excuse me.
Another good look at it. But watch right here. Well, it's on the back end of the play. But the Seahawks, again, did a good job spreading the floor and setting up that one-on-one with White down low. 19 seconds on the shot clock.
White's had a couple good looks that he's come up just short with.
But for the Seahawks, the positive side, they're getting to where they want to get to in the paint here in the second half.
They do an inbounds play to Hardin Hayes up the feed from Newby, and he's able to bank it in. And the Seahawks to within 4, 46-42, 13:59 in the second half. Scott defended by White out front. Moves it right up the screen. Gives it a screener, Bursovic, top of the key. Left of the paint, out to Bolin. Bolin goes left. Bolin to the baseline against the shorter Newby. Down to the block now. Spinning baseline up to there. Fadeaway shot is up and short. Rebound Newby. The pitch ahead to Harvey. Catches it over his right shoulder. Gets to the wing. He'll back it away to Newby. Newby open. The 3 on the way. Too hard. Long rebound. White tracks it down. White dishes down low. Farrar backs it over the left hand. The Seahawks within 2. 13:22 to go.
Closest they've been since 1 minute of this opening game. Timeout, Charleston.
13-17 to go. Seahawk fans on their feet will step aside. The Seahawks within 2 points, down 46-44. It's UNCW basketball right here on Flow Sports at 95.9 The Breeze. $13-17 to go, second half. Seahawks on a 7-0 run, down 46-44 here.
Well, we talked about the importance of the first 5 minutes at halftime, but hey, you probably didn't envision 0 for 12 holding Charleston on the floor. And Charleston looks a little uncomfortable, a little hurried right now on the offense.
Charleston's ball coming out of the timeout, left to right. Scott controls out front, trying to get it to Smith. He does. Into the hands of Larson in front of the Charleston bench, defended by Newby. Bounce pass baseline to Scott, backs it out to Larson. Larson open for the 3, no good. Rebound Scott out of bounds. Who touched it last off the hands of Harvey, as Charleston now 0 for 13 here to start this second half.
And 0 for 6 from 3. So that shot is nothing but net in the first half.
Yes. Baseline right, lob it into Bolin at the high post, driving a left on the defense of Hardin Hayes, comes up short, but they're going to whistle Hardin Hayes with a foul. For Hardin Hayes, his second, UNCW sixth, and 2 free throws coming up here for Dalton Bolin. Bolin, the grad transfer from West Liberty, out injured last year, most of last year. Cause of contact there. He's a 3-time NCAA Division II All-American at West Liberty.
Did a good job creating the contact. Make the free throw. You mentioned Charleston is now 0 for 13 from the floor, but they're perfect from the line. Now 5 for 5.
47-44. Bolin, 89% free throw shooter on the year. And this one good as well. 48-44, a 4-point Charleston lead, 12:53 to go in the second half inside Trask Coliseum. Sold out Trask. Newby, bounce pass to the elbow to White, looking inside for Hardin Hayes, knocked away, but right to Farrar. Now to White. 15 on the shot clock. White drives right past Bolin. The shot no good, and Burcevic for rebound for Charleston. Near sideline, Bolin. Bolin spots up 3 in transition. Is going to be no good. A rebound for White. Seahawks trying to move it the other way, going right to left. White down the floor. White kicks it out to Newby. Newby 3 on the way. Off the mark, though. Bolin the rebound for Charleston. 48-44 Charleston. Scott deflected pass to Smith. In the corner, the 3 is all net for Rain Smith.
So Seahawks had a couple of good possessions down there. Couldn't make the shot. One inside and missed, and then the open 3 that really didn't have a chance. You know Charleston's going to do a little run here in the second half. You get a sense it could be right now.
Farrar drives it, scoops it, no good. Burcevic a rebound for Charleston. Far sideline into the hands of Larson. Larson drives, spins back, gives to Burcevic. Off to Larson on the wing. Harvey defending. Bounce past Burcevic, gets to the baseline, spins back into the paint, back to the baseline with a hook shot, no good, and a rebound for UNCW. Good defense there. Seahawks down 7 with the ball back. Newby to the trailer Farrar, drops it to White. Backs it away, far sideline Harvey, feeds Farrar right baseline. Double team comes to Farrar, stuck with it, now he's fouled by Burcevic on a push.
Good bailout for UNCW. That offensive sequence was stuck in the corner before this media time.
Burcevic's second, team's third. Back after this, 11:16 to go. Second half, Seahawks down 51-44. UNCW ball when we return here on Flow Sports and The Breeze. 11:16 to go, second half. Seahawks down 51-44.
Seahawks have outscored Charleston in the paint here in the second half, 12-0. Seahawks shooting 44%, Charleston 38%. Seahawks don't have a field goal in the last 2:07.
UNCW ball, baseline right, bounce the ball into White, and quickly a whistle and a foul on Burnham, trying to deny the pass to White. So for Ben Burnham, his second and the team's fourth now for Charleston.
That's a big number because it was at one time 5-0. Now Charleston inching closer to getting into the penalty.
They get the ball into White this time. Right corner to Hardin Hayes. Hardin Hayes kicks it out to Thomas. 13 on the shot clock. Goes right off the screen from Kelly. Skips it across the floor to Ross, and he stepped out of bounds near sideline trying to drive in.
Boy, how many times that's at least been twice tonight when the Seahawks weren't aware of the sideline.
UNCW, their 10th turnover, 8 for Charleston. They'll have not turned it over in this half.
Seahawks need a stop.
Larson out front, gives to Burnham on the left wing, out front to Lampton, near sideline to Larson on the wing, gets it to Smith, right back to Larson, down low to Burnham, squaring up against the defense of Ross, works his way into the paint, kicks it left corner, 3 on the way is short, battle for the basketball, and out of bounds off Larson as White goes hard to the floor, battling for that basketball as well.
Phillips will check in. Another look at it here.
Good hustle there from White. Nearly went off of him. White, Thomas, Kelly, Hardin, Hayes, and Phillips at 5 for UNCW. Larson, Burnham, Lampton, Scott, and Smith at 5 for Charleston. Top of the key, Kelly. Backdoor had Hardin, Hayes. That was a safe round the wing to Thomas across the offense, and Phillips on the left wing. 50 on the shot clock. Phillips goes to the right wing with the dribble, drives it in. He's stuck, spins it back, throws it up, and gets fouled. That was all. Shaquille Phillips making something out of nothing there. Scott, his second foul, and the 5th for Charleston.
One thing we've seen the last couple of UNCW possessions, not as crisp ball movement, a lot of one-on-one. Charleston now denying the paint. And the Seahawks take a look at that perimeter shot as Phillips eyes the first.
Free throw is good. Phillips on the year, 86%, 5th best in the conference, 69th best free throw percentage in the country for Shaquille Phillips.
Here's Charleston's 5th team foul.
10-13 left, 51-45. Next free throw is good for Phillips. In almost half of the second half, the Seahawks have cut the deficit in half here. Down 11 at the intermission, currently down by 5. Larson gets a couple of screens, goes far sideline, top of the key, Smith. Smith 3 on the way, no good. Long rebound, tracked down by Larson, inside to Horton, knocked away, blocked by Horton Hayes, down the floor to White, and a foul on the way in. Takeo Siddle wants an intentional foul called. The foul on Charles Lampton will be his first, Charleston's 6th. And we'll see. Take a look at the Megacorp replay here. First, the block.
So part of the intentional foul is if you're denying the man a clear roll to the basket. But if you look at it, Charleston had a couple of guys back.
You see from this angle, look at 42. After the block, and does he hold? And does he make a play for the ball? And I think that's what Takeo Siddle is saying. He didn't make a play for the ball. And I'm not sure that they're going to even take a look at this. 9:52 to go, 51-46, a 5-point lead for Charleston. Again, UNCW has never led in this game. They trailed by as much as 15. Down 11 at halftime. And they are trying to put themselves back in a position where they could take the lead. They were down just 2 earlier in the half. So nothing further than a common foul there on Lampton.
So the only time the game was tied was 0-0. Yeah. Charleston got out to the quick start. 20 on the shot clock.
Thomas, the handoff to Hardin Hayes. Now to Phillips. Phillips drives it right. Phillips on the way in has a block down of bounds by Lampton. As Phillips hit the floor hard. It was clean up top. Now Lampton comes out and 5 will take his place.
Much better ball movement, that sequence for the Seahawks. And you can see they cleared out a driving lane. Sure, that was one of the messages during that dead ball. Let's continue to attack the rim.
Thomas gets it into White, dribbles off his knee. Keep possession, 8 on the shot clock, defended by Horton. Drives baseline, spins it in, throws it up, it's short. Boy, he's had a couple of those right there at the rim and comes up just short. Down the floor, Horton knocks over White, an offensive foul.
So there's an example of the Seahawks getting in position. Now is White down? Taking a while to get back up.
Those two have been battling tonight, Horton and White. That's the 4th foul on Raekwon Horton. The 17th foul. No free throws, though, on the player control foul. It'll be UNCW's ball with 9:27 to go. White will come out of this game momentarily.
Little clear off with the elbow.
Ross, Thomas, Harden, Hayes, Kelly, and Phillips for UNCW. Seahawks down 5 with the ball back, going right to left in the white uniforms. If you're watching us on Flow Sports, Charleston in the black. Phillips goes right to the baseline. Down low to Kelly. Kelly cuts the basket. He's fouled as well. A chance at a three-point play for Amari Kelly. And the foul. They put him to the strike here. The foul on 5.
So this is the closest the Seahawks have been since early on. Another look. There's the drive, the dish. A good job by Kelly right there as he felt the defender up. And instead of giving up on the play, he goes through it. And now a chance for a three-point play.
9:16 to go. UNCW within 3. 51-48. Kelly at the free throw line now with 12 points on 5 of 5 shooting here in this contest. The lefty, the free throw is good. He converts at the charity stripe yet again. The Seahawks pulled within 2 yet again. 51-49, and now Charleston can't get the ball inbounded against the pressure. Timeout for the Cougars with 9:16 to go. That'll leave them with only 1 timeout remaining, and a lot of basketball still to be played here in Trask.
So, Mike, look at the board. Charleston now has 18 fouls. A direct reflection of the Seahawks going down low, attacking the rim, forcing contact, frustrating Charleston a little bit. So, it wasn't that long ago that there was concern if you were a Seahawks fan about team fouls. Believe it or not, Charleston flipped the script, and now they're in the penalty first.
Horton, the only one in some serious foul trouble with 4 personal fouls on the Seahawks side. Phillips and Kelly have 3 fouls apiece. Again, Charleston only 1 timeout remaining. They'll have 1 full timeout. UNCW still with a full complement of 3 timeouts, 1 full and 2 30-second timeouts.
That's a really good point about the use of timeouts and the lack of timeouts down the stretch. Sometimes when you see teams come back in the second half, double digits, as the Seahawks have now brought it within 2, you get the sense that the tank's starting to empty. Not true right now. A lot of energy still for the guys in white.
Full court pressure. They bounce the ball into Scott. Gets it away now to Larson. He's defended by Thomas, who works around the screen from Burcevic. Left to right for Charleston. Cougars up 51-49. Approaching 9-minute mark in the second half, and it's going to be Amari Kelly on a hold. It looks like Burcevic picking up his 4th personal foul. A tough foul right there for UNCW. The 4th on Kelly, the 17th foul as well for the Seahawks. So Kelly will have to come out. Farrar will take his place, and Burcevic with a 1-and-1 opportunity, a 69% free throw shooter on the season.
So the big man Kelly comes out. Farrar comes in. Different kind of style as far as how they played the game in the post.
Burcevic, 8th start for him on the season, averaging over 10 points a game. The free throw is good. 1 more coming up. Burcevic with 9 points. 52-49. UNCW down 3. Exactly 9 minutes left in the second half. Inside Trask Coliseum, Wilmington, North Carolina. First of 2 meetings this season between the 2 teams. Play a second meeting Wednesday, February 8th in Charleston. Next free throw good as well.
Charleston perfect from the line here in the second half, 8 for 8.
53-49, 4-point lead for the Cougars. Seahawks with it. Thomas out front. Spreading the floor, gives it off to Phillips. Phillips to the free throw line. Phillips drives, spins on the defensive Scott, kicks it out to Thomas. Thomas will move it, knocks over Larson, blocking foul on Larson. say he didn't establish positioning. Pat Kelsey wants the same call that Charleston has been giving up on the other end, but they don't get it here. Instead, the third personal foul on Larson, the 19th foul. Still moving there a bit, so Thomas will go to the free throw line. Well, they say he was in the act of shooting. Is it 2 or is it 1-on-1? I believe 1-on-1 here for Jamari Thomas. Says the free throw is no good. Halfway down, popped up. Bursovic had it, lost it, picked up by Ferrari. Shot wouldn't drop it, fell off left side, and right there was Scott. The Seahawks missing some bunnies here. Down the floor, right side to Robinson. Robinson short with the shot. Gets it back at the baseline, and a foul on Phillips. If it is, will be his fourth, and that is the call from Keith Fogelman.
So I can count at least 5 times that you refer to them as bunnies, where they've had open shots down low and just not been able to convert. You know, one of the reasons why Charleston still has this 4-point lead is their perfection here in the second half from the line. 8 for 8.
And overall, 11 for 11 for the game. 8:34 to go, 53-49 Charleston. At the free throw line, first miss and a rebound for White. And the Seahawks get it back. White, Thomas, Farrar, Hardin, Hayes, and Ross, the 5 for UNCW, shooting at the goal to our left. White setting a screen for Thomas. Top of the key. And Smith on his hip will push off, and the shot from 15 feet connects. A big shot for Jamari Thomas once again, 53-51. The Seahawks within 2 again, 8:10 to go. Smith battling with Thomas. Bursovic gets it near sideline into the hands of Robinson. Robinson goes left with the dribble into the paint. Shot blocked away, out of bounds. No foul called as Robinson hit the deck hard. Pat Kelsey can't believe there's no foul called. That's how we'll head to the timeout here. 7:57 to go. The Seahawks to within 2 points, down 53-51 here in this big game of the CAA. Back after this on Flow Sports and 95.9 The Breeze. 7:57 to go, second half. Seahawks trailing 53-51.
So Mike, check my numbers for me. Make sure my screen's right. Charleston is shooting 1 for 20. That's 5% here in the second half. 10% from 3 of 1 and 10. I think the message was relayed strongly at halftime. This group came out and has picked it up.
Every shot being taken, well contested in the second half. Bolin gets it out front. Shot fake, drive, spins, almost travels. Shot is up and in. Maybe did travel. Nothing called. And it is Charleston adding to their lead. 55-51, 4-point lead for the Cougars. 7:44 left, second half. Thomas out front, defended by Smith. Gets a screen from Farrar. Has it on the right wing. He'll drive it into the paint now. Jump stop, shot up, short. Tipped around, rebound Scott. Kept the pivot foot there. Brings the ball down near sideline. Charleston up in the air, finds a cutter. Robinson blocked away by Hardin Hayes. And no, right there is Bolin. I thought it was going to Ross, but Dalton Bolin picks it up and puts it in. 57-51. A quick spurt here for Charleston. A 6-point lead for the Cougars now with 7:11 to go. Thomas goes right. Off out front now to Farrar. Farrar drives, brought it down, almost lost it. Kept it away from the defense, gives to Ross. Ross now to Hardin Hayes, top of the key, drops it to Thomas. In the right corner is White, trying to set him up, it looks like. 7 on the shot clock for UNCW. Right corner to White. White's 3! They can set him up, and he knocks it down. A big 3 for Trazarian White. 57-54, the Seahawks to within 3 with 6:39 to go. Bolin, the left baseline. Spins to the baseline. The shot is up and in. The lefty banking it in to make it 59-54. 5-point lead for Charleston. 6:25 and counting, second half, Trask Coliseum. 60th sold-out crowd to clear this building. White, shot fake. Kicks it out now to Thomas. 12 on the shot clock for Thomas. Backs it away. Didn't like that look. 8 on the shot clock. Thomas still with it, trying to break down Smith with the dribble. Drives, gets tripped up and fouled.
So I can think of at least 3 offensive possessions in the last 5 minutes where the Seahawks have forced a Charleston foul deep in the shot clock. almost bailing out the offensive possession. And now as Thomas goes to the line, you got to convert the free throws.
0 for 1 for the free throw line so far as Thomas, a sophomore from Greensboro, Bahamar all-tournament team in the Bahamas, on the way to that championship. 59-54, 5-point lead for Charleston, 6:04 to go. Trask silent as Thomas hits the first of 2 free throw attempts. He's in double figures now with 10 on 4 of 9 shooting from the field.
Hawks 5 of 7 from the line here in the half.
59-55. Thomas, free throw, good. Kind of held it there for a while. And they released it 59-56. They could press. They get it to Smith. Far sideline defended by Ross. Smith brings it down. Far sideline for the Charleston bench. Into the hands now of the point guard, Larson. Under 6 minutes to go, second half. 3-point ball game. Bolin to Bursovic. Near sideline, Larson. Looks right. Gets a baseline to Bolin. Overplayed by Ross. Frees him up for the shot. Around and out. Rebound for White. Trace White, 8th rebound tonight. Ahead to Thomas. And then near sideline, Thomas will drive. Pulls him to the free throw line. Rattles it home. The Seahawks within 1. 59-58. Bolin, the 3 near sideline for the answer. Bolin with 16, the backbreaker from Dalton Bolin. 62-58. UNCW down 4 once again.
Bolin just beat everybody down the floor, open for the wide open 3.
9-3 of the game for Charleston. White near sideline. Crab dribbles trying to get into the paint. Lost the ball from the floor. Gets it out to Farrar. Ball still loose. Farrar scoops it up. The Seahawks with some numbers near sideline. Hardin Hayes, the 3. Yes! And the Seahawks within 1 once again. 62-61 on the scramble. 4:45 to go. Bursovic to Larson, top of the key. Near sideline, steps back, 3. Air ball. Oh, they're going to call a foul. No, air ball, out of bounds. Seahawks ball. I wasn't sure if they were calling a foul on Thomas or not.
So put Charles in substitution. The Seahawks, this time down the floor, are in position to take their first lead of the night. See if they can take advantage.
This place, the roof will come off if the Seahawks can take that first lead. 4:35 left, 62-61 Charleston. Thomas over half court, hacking down the defense inside the arc. White setting a screen. Thomas, deflected pass to Hardin Hayes near sideline, trying to shake free. Goes right. Left baseline down to Thomas. Thomas spins. He's in trouble. Kicks it out to Hardin Hayes. Hardin Hayes, baseline jumper. For the lead. Seahawks up 63-62. Malik Hardin Hayes come alive. During 4 minutes left, second half, Seahawks have their first lead. Larson nearly loses it. Gives to Horton, far sideline. Horton drives it in. Horton steps it through. Offensive foul. And the Seahawks will get it back. Second half.
Take another look at it on the replay. Again, leading with the shoulder, but it's a case of the defense getting position first and drawing the foul.
And that foul, the 5th foul on Horton as well. That'll bring us to a timeout. 4 minutes left. The Seahawks, their first lead of the game, up 63-62 here in Trask Coliseum. We'll take a break. Back after this on Flow Sports at 95.9 The Breeze. 4 minutes to go, second half. UNCW leads this game 63-62. Mike Vaccaro, Marty Fuhr with you courtside. Glad you're with us here, Marty. This is shaping up now to be what the billing was all about. Certainly the toughness for UNCW starting to show through in this second half.
Yeah, the message got through at the half. So one of the keys early on, remember we talked about bench points. 17-4 Charleston advantage at the half, 11-0 here in the second half for the Seahawks.
Overall, the Seahawks 15 bench points and 17 for Charleston. Time to vote for the All-Star Flags All-Star of the game. Find me at Radio Mike B on Twitter. You'll find your choices. Trazarian White, Jamari Thomas, Malik Hardin Hayes, and Amari Kelly. Vote now. We'll have the winner announced in the post-game show. Seahawks with it and a 1-point lead. 63-62 UNCW, 3:53 and counting. Thomas to Farrar. Out front, near sideline to Hardin Hayes. Hardin Hayes trying to feed White. Gets it left baseline. Trying to back down against the defensive Scott. 12 in the shot clock. Slowly, methodically working his way in. Kicks it out. Hardin Hayes, 3 on the way. Is good! Malik Hardin Hayes once again.
So that was on Bowen. He stayed low, tried to double team. They took the bait, kicked it out. Seahawks by 4.
12 for Hayes, 10 in this half. 66-62 UNCW. 3:20 left, second frame. Larson between the circles. Goes right. Near sideline to Bolin, and a reach-in foul on Thomas. Just his second, but 19 fouls. That'll put Charleston back to the free throw line. A chance for points with the clock stopped, and a chance to end an 8-0 Seahawk run.
So this is a 1-1. Charleston is in the double bonus. Larson will have 2. 1-1.
82.5% free throw shooter is Larson. Transfer from Wofford, where Paul Hemrick, first-year assistant coach for UNCW, was last year. And as the front end is good, back end coming up for Charleston. They have Thomas Carr on their bench. Carr, who spent 3 years under Kevin Keats here at UNCW. So these teams familiar with one another with a lot of connections. Larson, second free throw is good. He's made all 4 of his attempts in this game. 66-64 our score. UNCW up 2 with the ball. Down to 3 minutes left. UNCW goes right to left.
Seahawks have made the last 5 field goals.
White to Farrar. Top of the key. To Thomas on the wing. Trying to set up White inside this time. 12 on the shot clock. They'll back it away and reset. 9 on the shot clock. Thomas works out front. Thomas, top of the key, 5 seconds, drives, spins, turnaround shot, tough shot, back iron, no good. Trying to get his miss, the baseline, out of bounds it goes. Last touch by Charleston because of the effort of Jamari Thomas to get the miss back. It'll stay with UNCW with 20 on a new shot clock.
So he never gave up on the shot. Again, remember your resets. Charleston has only 1 timeout remaining. Seahawks with 3. Take a moment to dry off the floor a little bit. Seahawks have climbed the mountain. Now have a 2-point lead with the ball.
Baseline right, Thomas to inbound. Looking inside. They keep it on the perimeter to Hardin Hayes instead. Hardin Hayes, a hot hand right now. He hands off to Thomas. 14 on the shot clock, 2:35 on the game clock. Seahawks up by 2 with the basketball. Thomas out front. Still with it. 6. Now 5. Thomas has the bank shot. Takes a 3. And makes a 3! Shot for Jamari Thomas, his second 3 of the game to make it 69-64. Burcevic, the answer to the top of the key. Burcevic knocks in his 18th 3 this season, and just like that, it's right back to a 2-point Seahawk lead, 69-67. 2:04 left. White, the handoff to Ross. Ross bounces near sideline at Thomas. 15 on the shot clock. Thomas nowhere to go. Far sideline, Hardin Hayes. Shot fake, steps back. 3 from the wing. Back iron, no good. Tracked down by Smith for Charleston. Ahead to Scott. 2-point Seahawk lead. 1:43 to go. Charleston basketball. Near sideline, Larson on the wing. Defended by Thomas. Drives it left into the paint. Shot up and in. He's fouled and has a chance to give Charleston the lead. He ties it with 1:33 to go at 69 on the foul by Trazarian White.
Good job that time by Charleston. Found the lane. You see another look at it. Clears, controls, draws the foul. Even at 69 with 1:33 to go, every possession is crucial right now. And how big of a shot when you traded threes.
Charleston, 13 of 14 from the free throw line. They'll have Larson, 82.5% free throw shooter, at the strike to give Charleston a lead with 1:33 to go. You're tied at 69. Free throw is up and good for Larson. He's 5 for 5 now. 12 points. 70-69. Charleston, and a 6-0 run takes the lead here. Robinson will check in for Rain Smith.
Charleston almost uses that substitution as a free timeout, set you up defensively. At the same time, a chance to set the defense.
White, Thomas, Phillips, Harden, Hayes, and Kelly for UNCW. 1:30 left. Seahawks with the ball down by 1. Thomas to hand off to White near sideline. Phillips gives it off to Kelly, top of the key. Bounce pass far sideline. Thomas holding it high. Drops it to White, right baseline. Being face guarded right now by Bolin. Double team comes, kicks it out to Thomas. Thomas 3, no good this time, and Bolin the rebound. The Seahawks missing their last 2 from long range. 1:05 to go. 70-69. UNCW down 1, looking for a stop. Larson looks to the bench, thumbs down. Now beating his chest is Pat Kelsey, calling out the offensive play. Larson still with it. Larson drives it right, almost lost it. Steps back, 3 on the way from the wing. Back iron, no good. Tipped around inside. Ball loose, picked up by Harden Hayes. 43 seconds left. The Seahawks with it. Down 1, and they'll call a timeout once White crosses half court. 37.3 seconds to go. A full timeout taken by Takeo Siddle will keep things courtside. 70-69 at Charleston. Again, 37.3 seconds left. And you would think something inside. They took the lead, extended it with the 3, but they missed their last 2 threes on some good looks. You would think the Seahawks have to look inside first at least to see if there's anything there before they go outside.
Yeah, inside out, obviously. But you're right. It's been attacking the rim. It's been points in the paint that have brought the Seahawks back from an 11-point deficit. Now 37.3. So the question is, how quick do you take the shot where you want to trade almost 2 possessions for 1 if you can, or do you just settle, make sure you get the good shot right now? So you've got a 13-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Again, you reset. Seahawks with 2 timeouts remaining. Charleston still sitting with 1.
Possession arrow favors Charleston in the held ball situation. Both teams in the double bonus as well. Here with 37.3 seconds to go.
So let's see what 5 come out for the Seahawks. Do you look for White? Do you look for the big guy underneath, playing with 4 fouls?
Maury Kelly with 13 points on 5 of 5 shooting. Fouls have slowed him down at times. It'll be Harden, Hayes, Phillips, White, Kelly, and Thomas for UNCW. Robinson, Larson, Bolin, Scott, and Lampton. The 6'11" Charles Lampton on the floor for Charleston.
So first of all, you got to make sure you get the ball in clean. Then you would think this offense is going to come off of the drive one way or another.
Our sideline, Harden Hayes will inbound for UNCW. Gets it into the backcourt to Thomas. 37 seconds left. Seahawks down by 1 with the basketball. Kelly out front. Bounce pass near sideline of Phillips. Looking for White. 50 on the shot clock, 29 on the game clock. Phillips out front, defended by Scott. Now gives to White on the left wing. 10 on the game clock. Or 10 on the shot clock, 23 on the game clock. White crosses over, pulls up. The shot up, no good. Tipped up, rebound to Thomas. Thomas passes it off to Phillips. Shot clock is off, 12 on the game clock. Timeout, UNCW. And now the Seahawks can play for the win here, and a final shot potentially. Again, 12 seconds left. The Seahawks down 70-69. UNCW with 1 timeout after this.
So the best case scenario, you miss the shot, but you keep the ball alive, get the offensive rebound. So you're going to get the last shot of the game. Down by 1. Both teams now with 1 timeout. See if Charleston takes their timeout after they take a look at the offensive set. Officials are going to take a look, make sure they agree with the clock. Showing 12 seconds. Shot clock turned off. But I'll tell you what, it was an 11-point game at the half. But boy, this second half has been everything this game has been advertised for.
70-69, 12 seconds to go.
It almost looked like they were looking for White to be able to isolate. But Charleston did a good job denying. Phillips out there, Kelly, Thomas, White.
So here we go. Far sideline again. Hardin Hayes will inbound for UNCW. Seahawks down 1. 12 seconds left in this game. They get it to Phillips. We'll see if they isolate for him. 10 seconds, 9, now 8. Phillips out front, defended by Scott. 6, now 5, trying to break him down with a dribble. 4, now 3. Phillips steps left, shot blocked. Larson up with it, it gets fouled. Time expires, or does it? The officials, they look at this. There may be some more time left in this game, but Phillips, a tough shot. And a foul on Amari Kelly will be his 5th, so he is fouled out, and the officials will go to the monitor to see how much time is left. Marty, if there's anything, it's going to be maybe 1.2 if it's a second. If not, it's going to be tenths of seconds left in this one. But UNCW again, boy, they try to isolate Phillips, but just could not get a good shot. As you see there, good defense by Scott. 70-69 as that ball was rebounded and the foul maybe comes with 0.4, 0.5 seconds left. Great job by our crew, that Megacorp replay there.
So all season long we've seen Phillips in the isolation step in and try to step back to create space. Give Charleston credit. No space was created and the shot was blocked.
0.6 seconds is what they're going to put on the clock. There was the foul as well. So Amari Kelly fouls out. So free throws, 2 free throws here for Charleston. And really, Marty, all they have to do, make one and miss the next, and UNCW will not have a chance at a shot off the carom, off the rebound. Charleston's going to come here to Trask Coliseum, and even though the Seahawks put a great effort together in the second half and outscoring UNCW or Charleston by 10, Charleston, it looks like they're going to extend their winning streak here in Trask. 0.6 seconds left. Larson is the man at the free throw line to shoot 2.
Charleston credit. Seahawks took the lead, went up by 4, and then all of a sudden there was that big 3-point shot.
Free throw 1 is good. 71-69. Larson telling everybody to get down the floor. Again, if you're Larson, you probably want to miss here. You don't want UNCW to be able to inbound it. Larson trying to miss. He does. Farrar throws it down the floor, and the clock never moved. And so the officials, timeout. Okay, timeout with the rebound. But still no time off the clock. 0.6 seconds still there with the score 71-69 Charleston. Again, the Cougars were trying to miss that one to make it difficult for UNCW. And again, we'll see how much time is left. You need at least 0.3 for more than just a tap. But either way, the Seahawks will have to go full length of the floor. Heave with 0.3 seconds left. Down 71-69.
So if my memory serves me right, it was Burcevic that hit that big 3-point.
Yeah.
The big guy outside.
And Bolin, too, in transition after the Seahawks hit a 3. He came right back down as well. So Charleston, give them credit. They have had the answer here. Only 3 threes in the second half, but they have been some pivotal ones in this game. So 0.3 seconds left. White will inbound. Thomas, Phillips, Hardin Hayes, and Farrar.
And they'll put the big guy, Lampton, on the inbounds pass. Now, if you're Charleston, you don't want to foul. I mean, if the Seahawks make a mid-court shot, they made the mid-court shot. But you'll make sure you don't give up a cheap foul.
White to Farrar. Farrar at the buzzer. Oh, it was halfway down and popped out. I think it would have counted as well. Nearly went in. And Charleston will come away with the victory here. 71-69, your final score, snapping UNCW's 13-game win streak and extending the country's longest to now 16 consecutive wins for College of Charleston.